New research is out indicating that cruise bookings are once again on the rise. But do you know which cabins the cruisers are booking? We'll tell you more later on. Well, we're fully into the month of December now, and that means it's time to go ahead and take a look at the cruise ships that will be restarting in the month. And it looks to be that Royal Caribbean will be leading the way with the most ships back in service. Carnival Cruise Line's Horizon is having propulsion problems, and they've been forced to cancel a few itineraries, and now news is coming out that she's going to be entering Drydock. We'll let you know what's going to go on with all of those cruises that could be potentially in jeopardy. Plus, just yesterday, the Biden administration released new travel restrictions in response to the Omicron variant. We'll take a look at some of the key points and how they may affect cruising going forward. All this coming up on Midships. Hey, welcome to the Midships YouTube channel. I'm your Captain Corey, and thanks so much for stopping by the channel again today. Well, I found you guys a wonderful view here of Costa Maya, Mexico. We just came into port next to the oasis of the seas, as well as I saw the Norwegian breakaway off the aft of the ship. So it looks like it's a really busy day here in Costa Maya. I'm looking forward to heading into port just after we wrap up with filming here on today's Midships episode. I would like to say hello to everybody from the Midships family that I've gotten a chance to meet and talk to here on board the ship, and there's a very special guy that I got to meet. His name is Cody, and Cody cruises with autism. I got to stand and talk with them for a little while as we were pulling in here at Costa Maya, and I tell you what, Cody, I think you got a future in YouTube. Hopefully I see your channel someday. Now, there's not a ton of cruise news to report on in today's episode, but the news that we have, it's kind of important. So we're going to start out with actually a feel-good story. A few weeks ago, we reported on your ability to send holiday cards to the crew aboard Carnival Cruise Line ships. And now that the deadline has passed to mail in your cards, I'd like to share with you just how many they received. From WSVN News7.com, in an article entitled Carnival Cruise Line to ship out over 30,000 holiday cards, Carnival Cruise Line is preparing to spread some cheer around the world. Officials with the cruise line said Thursday they've collected more than 30,000 holiday cards to be shipped out around the world. More than 11,000 of those cards came up from the cruise line's shoreside community and fans of the crew. Each crew member aboard operational ships and those going into service soon will receive a card, and they'll also get to participate in holiday festivities on board the ships. So it's important to remember that because of the pandemic, the crew on board most of these cruise ships are not allowed to go in port at all. When they get back to their home port, all they're able to do is order things to be delivered through Amazon Prime. So if you're cruising in the near future, remember the crew, bring them something like an Amazon gift card. I think they would absolutely love that. So we're going to take a quick break from the cruise news, and I want to give you a quick reminder that down in the description box below this video, there are links to all of the articles that we reference in today's episode. If you'd like to read them in their entirety for yourself, they're just down there right below the video. Go ahead and click that little down arrow. It should expand them. You can take a nice read. While you're down there at the very top of my description box, there are some Amazon affiliate links to cruise swag that I highly recommend you use on your next cruise. Things like this Cruise On lanyard. There's a great 2-pack of them. I use this on every single cruise. I also absolutely love my passport book with COVID card insert. You can get it in like 5 or 6 colors. And even just clicking on the links and taking a look on Amazon does help support the channel just a little bit. We really appreciate it if you check things out. Now, I want to give you a couple updates on a situation that's evolving with Carnival Cruise Line's Horizon cruise ship. They've been forced to cancel a couple sailings, and now the ship is actually being forced into dry dock. So first, I'm going to read you the story about the canceled sailings, and then we're going to give you the update that came out just a few hours later about some new plans that Carnival has, because now the Horizon's going to be out of service for a couple months, and Carnival has to respond somehow. So let's start out with an article from cruiseradio.net by Richard Sims. Carnival Cruise Line forced to cancel 2 Horizon sailings. Carnival Cruise Line reached out to guests expecting to sail on the December 5th and the December 11th sailings of the Carnival Horizon to inform them that unfortunately their upcoming vacations are canceled. This also impacts the currently underway cruise, with 2 ports of call needing to be skipped in order to allow the vessel extra time to return to her home port. I'm going to rip it off the cuff here for a little bit. Now, the Carnival Horizon, it's in the Vista class. There's 3 ships in the Vista class. There's the Vista, obviously, the Horizon, and the Panorama. Now, longtime Midships viewers will remember that we actually reported on the Carnival Panorama just a few months ago, suffering similar propulsion issues that caused them to have to limp back to port. Now we see yet another Vista class ship suffering from this. I actually remember hearing, I believe it was the Carnival Vista, but it could have been the Horizon, has also suffered from the same propulsion issues. So it seems like there's something going on completely with the Vista class ships. So hopefully Carnival can get everything fixed up on this ship And now I'm going to share with you their response and what they're going to do to get the Horizon back to sailing. From cruiseindustrynews.com, the Carnival Horizon heads to Drydock. Carnival Liberty and Sunshine will take her place. The Horizon will be out of service longer than anticipated to fix a problem with the propulsion system on the ship. She's now set to head to Drydock in Palermo for needed repairs. This means that sailings aboard the Horizon would be canceled until around January 22nd. And Carnival is responding quickly, with the Liberty and the Sunshine re-entering service early to pick up the Horizon's guests and itineraries out of Miami, Florida. Both ships will now sail from Miami in place of the Horizon for December 19th, 26th, and December 31st departures. Sunshine will then move north to Charleston for a January 13th homeport restart, while the Liberty will pick up the Horizon's Miami-based Caribbean itineraries that sail on January 8th and January 22nd. So it's nice to hear that there weren't as many itineraries canceled as we might have feared would be canceled for the Carnival Horizon. Now, Carnival is being pretty reasonable with the itineraries they canceled. They're offering some extra credits on board. They're offering some reimbursements for travel costs that were lost. So hopefully everybody in the end feels like they've been made whole due to the cancellations. But it seems like Carnival is doing the appropriate thing and moving some other ships around to go ahead and pick up the slack from the Horizon. Now, I've got some great news coming out from cruiseradio.net about some new research that indicates cruise bookings are once again on the rise. And in it, we'll let you know what the most popular cabin is that cruisers are booking these days. From cruiseradio.net by Sarah Bretz, research indicates cruise bookings are on the rise. Most are booking a balcony. New research out of the Expedia Group, partnered with Environics Analytics, has revealed that post-pandemic cruise bookings are indeed on the rise. Expedia Group data indicates that there has been a 25% increase in U.S. cruise searches on their site since the CDC announced it's lifting their travel restrictions. Additional demographic research conducted on a sample of around 3,000 post-pandemic early adopters of cruising reveal that passengers making up the largest group have a propensity to be in the upper middle income class Americans age 65 and older. And having taken 5 cruises myself, plus getting the benefits of getting to peek under the hood of who's watching my YouTube videos, I can confirm that I think most of the people that I run into on cruises these days are in that 65 and older category. My analytics for my channel show that most of my viewers are 40 and older, with about 40% of my viewership coming from those in the 65 plus age demographic. Data reveal that there's a higher percentage of total Canadian passengers in the age range of 30 to 49 cruising in the last quarter of this year as compared to US cruisers in the same demographic. And the difference is about 29% Canadian and 22% in the US. The Caribbean remains the most sought after destination for US cruisers in a year-over-year comparison. Currently, 7-night cruises are the overwhelming choice for cruise travelers in late 2021 and early 22, making up somewhere between 40 and 45% of the overall itineraries. These shorter cruise trips may be encouraging guests to splurge on their cabin, with the vast majority choosing to book in a balcony stateroom. In addition, research also indicates that cruisers most liked the value and the ability to get a full refund on canceled cruise reservations. This is a key consideration for cruise lines and franchisees going forward. So like we've said all along here on the Midships family, we believe that cruising is the safest way to travel at the current time. Nowhere else can you go and take a vacation where you are surrounded by people who have been tested against coronavirus and who are mostly vaccinated. This is like a perfect situation for people who are a little bit worried about the coronavirus, but still want to take a vacation. And now we have to talk about some big news coming out of the Biden administration. Just yesterday, they released new travel restrictions in response to the Omicron variant, and I'm going to go ahead and read a few key points off a CNBC article that I found. I typically don't like to go to large mainstream media outlets because someone's going to have an opinion one way or another on them, but this is the best article I could find that had some really concise bullet points that wasn't really offering any opinion from the author. So in an article by Annika Kim Constantino, it's entitled U.S. Tightens Travel Testing Requirements, Mask Mandates as Part of a Broader Plan to Fight Against COVID. And the key points here are the ones that I really want you to take away. And the first one is the Biden administration is tightening travel rules to and within the U.S., requiring all inbound passengers to have a COVID test within 24 hours of their trip departure. The administration is also extending the mask mandate requirements on all domestic flights and public transport through March 18th of next year. And the changes come as a part of a broader plan to bolster the arsenal of tools in the nation's fight against the virus as the world enters the 3rd year of the pandemic. The plan is the latest move by the current administration to stem the spread of the new, highly mutated Omicron variant of coronavirus, which was first reported by the WHO in South Africa around a week ago. Currently, at least 23 countries have identified Omicron variant cases thus far, and that number is expected to rise in the coming days and weeks. And here we have a map of the current countries highlighted in blue that have found Omicron within their borders. And you can see the US is included on that list, as well as Canada and Australia and most of the European countries. The article goes on to say that tightened pre-departure testing protocols will apply to all inbound international travelers regardless of their vaccination status and will begin as early as next week. The Omicron variant has more than 30 mutations to the spike protein alone. Some of the mutations are associated with higher transmission and a decrease in antibody protection, according to current research from the WHO. And it's really important to remember that Omicron is so new. Everything is going to change in the coming days and weeks, just like it has with every other variant of the coronavirus. As we learn more about it, things will change. So don't expect today's news to be relevant in a couple weeks if you're watching this and it's not Friday the 3rd of December. So I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on the Omicron variant. Please go ahead and leave a comment below this video about it. Do you believe that Omicron is going to be something that might affect cruising negatively? Or do you think it's going to be more like the Delta variant, which was definitely a cause for alarm, but not a whole lot changed with the current cruise protocols as a result? I'd love to hear your opinions. If you made it this far into today's video, why haven't you subscribed to the channel? While you're down there, do me a huge favor. Push on that thumbs up button if you absolutely love cruising and you'd love to be out this back porthole in Costa Maya with me today. Thanks so much for stopping by the channel. And until next time, we're going to see you tomorrow in Cozumel, Mexico. Thanks for stopping by the Midship.